our lineup here on The Now. New rules go into effect on high chairs this week. We have the place where you still want to worry if they're safe and what you need to be watching for. In IV therapy, it is a hot new trend. Some people just using it to fight fatigue, but we're getting answers on if these vitamin cocktails really help. And bank fees can be annoying and they can be expensive as well. But today, one big name bank plans on eliminating them. We're going to show you how you can cut down no matter where you bank.
And it is so humid on this Monday evening. The cloud bases are very low. You can't see very far from our Salesforce tower cam looking to the north. I can show you what it would depict, and that's the heavy rainfall sitting up in Carmel and Hamilton County. 72 in Indy. Warmer where you don't have the rain in Kokomo, 72 in Bloomington. There's your heavy rain that's been sitting over southern Hamilton County. Let's go investigate that as we put it in motion. This is an hour's period of time, and notice how it develops and sits there. You can bet there's some street flooding ongoing. This is just north of 465 and I-65, also near Zionsville now. And then the larger line, which will continue to produce some flooding rains from Bedford to near Brownstown between Seymour and Columbus, then Greensburg on to Connorsville and Liberty. We're at 72 degrees now. The humidity 93%. Through the evening hours, we'll continue to see these pockets of very heavy rainfall with isolated flash flooding. Temperatures will change very little between now and 11 o'clock. Amanda?
Thanks, Kevin. This evening, our first up close look at the new Indiana driver's licenses and ID cards, and there are going to be some major changes. First, anyone 21 and older will have a horizontal driver's license, while anyone under 21 will have a vertical card. Your driver's license picture will be in black and white. There are more Indiana-specific features on the cards. On the over 21 licenses, there will be a picture of the state capitol on the card. On the under 21 card, you will see the torch and stars from the state flag. Also, a driver's license is represented by a blue race car on the front of the card, obviously to acknowledge the state's racing history. An ID card will display the image of a cardinal, which is the state bird. Also, the new licenses are supposed to be more secure. In new developments tonight, dozens of people in the Meridian-Kessler neighborhood showed up for a public meeting today, many to oppose a new convenience store planned for the area. Circle K is proposing to change an automotive business into a convenience store, kicking out the business owner, Ty Tarr. Tarr's store has been serving the neighborhood for more than 40 years. Circle K chose not to renew his lease. Many people at the meeting opposed the convenience store for fear of increased traffic or crime to the area, but Tarr's reason to be against the store was personal.
And my whole life has been there. Yeah, I grew up in that building, for sure. From cleaning the bathrooms to where I am now. Yeah, I've been there my whole life.
I think it's pretty clear that the neighborhood hasn't asked for it, doesn't want it, doesn't need it, and probably won't use it.
Tarr's lease expires at the end of August. He has been looking for a new location for his business, but has not found one yet.
There's a common threat to young children that parents and caretakers often overlook. More than 4,600 children go to the ER every year when they get into beauty products. We're talking things like shampoo, perfume, deodorant. Nail polish remover actually sends the most kids to the hospital, and the most dangerous hair products like relaxers. This is according to new research in the journal Clinical Pediatrics. Now, it's mostly children between 2 and 5 that end up getting into potentially poisonous products. The good news with this is Poison Control says most of these incidents can be treated at home.
So let's say the call comes in that my 2-year-old took a mouthful of shampoo and he's vomiting. Well, that's the natural reaction you would expect. Is the detergents that are in shampoos are really just mild detergents.
A lot of times, Poison Control says that you should give the child fluids or wash their eyes out. Now, take a look at your screen here. You see that number. Poison Control hotlines are manned 24/7. Most calls happen between 5 and 6 in the evening and when a child's visiting relatives who aren't used to having children around the house. It's also good to keep beauty products in their original container so you know exactly what it is should you need to call or go to the emergency room. Let's start the Now News feed. Tensions between Iran and the United States could get even hotter in the coming days. Iran says it will break key terms of the nuclear deal. In 10 days, it says it will go past the amount of uranium that it's supposed to have. The country is now pointing to Europe to save the deal. President Trump has been very critical of that deal since taking office. Now, the family of a man killed at an LA area Costco is disputing what police are saying about what happened. Police say an off-duty officer killed Kenneth French after he got into an argument and attacked the officer. French's family says that he was nonverbal and he couldn't have started that argument. The officer also shot French's parents. Model and fashion designer Gloria Vanderbilt has passed away. Her son is CNN's Anderson Cooper, and he says that he took her to the hospital weeks ago after learning that her stomach cancer had worsened. Vanderbilt was 95 years old. Ragu is voluntarily recalling some of its pasta sauces because it could have pieces of plastic. Half of the sauces affected are the chunky tomato, garlic, and onion flavor. The old world style traditional meat flavors are also affected. They all have best buy dates between June 4th and 6th of 2020. All right, more to get to in our lineup, and new rules on high chairs go into effect this week. We have the place where you still want to worry if they're safe and what you need to be looking for.
Your thing. That's our thing. Call 1-877-ONLY-ATT.
Welcome back to the Now Indy on RTV6. I'm Amanda Starantino. The father of a former Ball State football player and former Colt says he hopes to have answers soon after his son was shot and killed in Tampa, Florida. Eric Patterson died at a hospital on June 8th. The 26-year-old was shot inside his home over the weekend. Friends and family released balloons as they hope for answers into Patterson's death. His father confident his son knew the killer. Family and friends remembering the father of two. Our Scripps station in Tampa reports his daughter's 7 months old and 6 years old, now staying with other family.
He killed my brother. He took away from my dad, his mom, his sisters and brothers, his children. Like, just come forward.
Tampa police say the shooting does not appear random, but officers have not released a motive. And it looks like all the power is back on to businesses and homes in downtown Carmel after a cement truck hit a wire in a parking lot. An RTV6 source took this picture of the cement truck after it hit a wire, tripping a breaker, which knocked out power to some businesses and homes. The good news tonight, Duke Energy's website no longer shows any outages in the downtown Carmel area.
Let's start the Now News feed today, marking 25 years since O.J. Simpson's famous white Bronco chase. Today, Simpson's now on social media. He posted his first video over the weekend after he started a Twitter account at the end of last week. That first video being viewed more than 9 million times. NASA, with plans to return to the moon in 2024, the agency says that it wants to put the first woman on the moon in that mission. It would be a mission to establish sustainable human presence on the lunar surface. This year marking 45 years since astronauts last landed on the moon. Fans of the Hunger Games, get ready for a new book. The series author planning to release a prequel in 2020. The Hunger Games takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where people fight and kill each other on TV. It's really popular. The books were turned into 4 movies. Several brands of high chairs have been recalled in just the past month. A toddler falling last month. That was after a high chair at a restaurant collapsed. Now, he's okay. His parents ended up taking him to the hospital. But now the Consumer Product Safety Commission is rolling out new standards for high chairs. It will focus on things like restraints, stability, and will include warning labels. High chairs made on or after Wednesday will need to abide by these new rules. Now, there still could be a chance that you find other high chairs in places like restaurants that won't be following these new rules. The Commission recommends that you check the chair before your child sits in it.
Make sure that they are snugly fitted into the child, that they make sure that they never leave the child unattended, that that the siblings or other children don't climb on the actual chair, and of course to never leave them unsupervised.
From 2011 to 2016, at least 18,000 children went to the ER because of injuries from high chairs. All right, let's get back to our lineup here. And doctors are not the only ones these days that give out IVs. IV therapy is a hot new trend, people using it to fight fatigue. But we're going to get some answers on if these vitamin cocktails really help.
Up for only $89. For on time.
Cheating or omitting information in any way is getting harder to do. And the Now's Annie Taylor's here with a look at how artificial intelligence is keeping us honest.
More companies are investing in technology that can weed out everything from bad hires to cheating on diets and on assignments. The college admission scandal highlighted this problem with assignments, and so there's a program called Ghostwriter. It was created at the University of Copenhagen, and it can detect if you copied an assignment or had someone else do it for you. It tested at 90% accurate. Another common problem, false or simply not enough information that leads to hiring people that aren't a good match for a job. Cross-check is reference checking reinvented. It starts with the candidate opting in and filling out an assessment. Cross-check then identifies people that may know the candidate and does reference checks with them and puts all the data in a report.
These can be dimensions from strengths and weaknesses. These can be around skills. These can be around ethics. These can be around other hard questions. There's a lot of companies in this day and age that are super sensitive to safety concerns in the workplace, like sexual harassment.
And Drexel University has come up with a smartphone app that can help predict when you are likely to get off track with weight loss. On Track learns a person's eating patterns over time. It alerts you before you have a diet relapse, and a study showed people who used the app lost weight because they were better able to stick to their diet.
All right, Annie, thank you. And if you're not getting the results that you want from your workouts, it really might all just be about your schedule. Danish researchers found when mice worked out in the morning, their muscles were better able to burn sugar and fat. However, if they worked out at night, they had more energy and were able to work out longer. The number of measles cases keeps rising. New numbers out today show that we are up to 1,044 nationwide. It's 22 more cases than we saw last week. But this really isn't just an issue happening here in the United States. It's an issue in Europe as well. It's really been an issue there for a while. The region saw 41,000 measles cases from January to June last year. It's according to the World Health Organization. Today, a report in the American Academy of Pediatrics Journal is recommending all Americans get the measles vaccine before traveling to Europe.
Thanks, Chris. With thousands of students out of school for summer break, Indy Backpack Attack is helping them get prepared for their return to the classroom. To kick off Indy Backpack Attack, local businesses picked up donation bins, so they're set up to collect. Big items usually donated include backpacks, pens, and headphones. It is reported that 87% of families in the Indianapolis public school system need help with basic school supplies, which is why organizers say this drive is critical in student success.
Just knowing that there's so many children that families can't afford school supplies, getting on board with it, it's rewarding, especially if you actually see the smiles on their faces when they get the supplies, you know, and it keeps them tuned into their school better.
You can drop off your donations at the IUPUI Surplus Warehouse. Indy Backpack Attack needs all donations by July 24th. You can find more info on this supply drive on the RTV6 app and the IndyChannel.com. Kevin.
Flooding in progress in several spots will take you there. Let me just look over toward the Indianapolis Zoo. They got through their big zubilation with only some light showers on Friday night. Anything but light showers now. It is flooding rain along 31 south of Westfield to Carmel, now closing in at 465 and 31. Over 2 inches of rain has fallen there in the last hour to 2 hours. This is a flood warning between Bloomfield and Bedford. Then we have flood warning from Bedford to Seymour up toward Columbus. Again, 2 to 3 inches of rain has fallen in these areas in the last few hours. Carmel, Noblesville, Fishers, Geist, all included in the flood warning in Hamilton County until 8:45. Watch for quick changing road conditions and never try to drive over a flooded roadway. As far as these strong storms, one near Brookville, others back toward Greensburg. You may have pea-size hail, some 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and more rain continues to follow in behind this. That's why flash flood warnings in effect, is I think you'll see quick changes in conditions. Big picture. Well northwest of Indianapolis, not much happening. We're expecting most of the heaviest rain to be south and east of Indy, with these isolated spots maybe north of Interstate 70 for a while. Very humid. We've supercharged the humidity. We've got so much ground moisture now. We add that to any contribution, say, from the Gulf of Mexico brought in on a south wind. Temperatures upper 70s to around 80. We'll cool a little bit tonight, but stay well in the 60s. These thunderstorms, I think, will begin to diminish as we get to 9 to 11 o'clock tonight. Prior to that, though, plan on some flooding in the heaviest thunderstorms. There we are tomorrow afternoon with more firing up. We'll be back with your 4-day forecast.
Let's start the Now News feed today. Boeing executives apologizing for the 2 737 MAX crashes that killed 346 people. The company admitted that it made a mistake when it came to handling the MAX's cockpit warning system. Now, some victims' families hoping that this apology is a good sign for lawsuits they filed against Boeing. The Vatican may allow some married men to become priests. The church considering the change in parts of South America where there is a shortage of clergy. The Vatican plans to look further into this issue at a meeting in October. Hummers, not really known for being fuel efficient, but that could change. GM is thinking of building electric vehicles that could bring the Hummer back. Bloomberg says there are still people out there that they're looking for vehicles that can go off-roading, but they don't guzzle gas. IVs are not just for hospitals anymore. IV bars are popping up across the country, and they really promise to do everything from helping ease hangovers to fighting fatigue. Kai Beach is finding out if this is just a trend or if it can really help your health.
3, 2, 1, go.
It's a high-intensity workout at Vital Strength and Fitness.
Go on, guys.
And as the sweat starts pouring, these athletes are looking for an edge.
The quicker you can recover, the more you can train. The more you can train, the more you get better.
To help with his recovery, gym owner and former MMA fighter Vinny Lopez turns to IV therapy.
It makes you feel superhuman, which is why it's not allowed in mixed martial arts anymore, because it kind of brings you back better than you felt before.
Banned by some sports, but now coveted by many businesses. These bags of saline and vitamins are being marketed to give your body a big boost.
This is our normal saline that we administer through the IVs.
And now more people are paying between $20 to $200 a pop to have these medical potions pumped into their bodies.
Honestly, it's a game changer.
This is the vein of former NFL cheerleader Erica Beard.
Like your energy level, you can notice the difference.
Erica is a mother of two. She gets an IV drip once a month at Denver Hydrate and says these vitamin cocktails help fight fatigue and improve her health.
Helps with muscle recovery, so, and staying hydrated. It's not easy to drink as much water as we need to here.
From Nashville to Las Vegas, IV therapy bars like this are popping up across the country, providing a literal shot in the arm to everyone from weekend warriors to those nursing a hangover. But does it really work, or is this just a pumped up placebo?
It really helps. You're going to absorb 100% of the vitamins.
ER trauma nurse Gianna Nardi administers IV drips on the side.
See which one's the best option.
And fully supports what she's selling.
Basic hydration. The normal saline is the same pH as your blood, so you're just giving your body a really good drink.
But many other medical professionals say they aren't worth the cost. They say symptoms people are trying to cure aren't caused by dehydration, and that most people can just drink the fluids that they need. Claims Erica disagrees with.
I think it's funny that they think it's placebo. I mean, they can hate on it until they try it.
I'm Kai Beach reporting.
All right, Kai, thank you. And another note on this, if you do plan on starting these IV treatments, make sure you talk to your doctor first. Well, if you hit the water, it is important to know which life jacket is right for you. The Coast Guard is getting a new labeling system. The old system just had numbers 1 to 5 on the jackets to the side, which type to use depending on the water conditions. But the new jackets have pictures of water conditions to make them less confusing. A woman's facing a felony charge today. Police say that she jabbed a sea turtle nest with a wooden stick. Miami Beach police also accused her of stomping around the nesting area, which is closed off to the public. Fortunately, none of the eggs were damaged. Scientists are trying to figure out why hundreds of dolphins are getting stranded on the Gulf Coast. At least 260 bottlenose dolphins have been stranded there since February. The number of deaths is triple what it usually is in that time span. Now, the high number of deaths, it's being considered an unusual mortality event. Most of the strandings have been near Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida. Real-life robotic arms are helping a 5-year-old boy. The child was born with a rare condition that left him paralyzed from the shoulder to his wrist. Now, he can't bend his arms on his own, so engineering students from the University of California, San Diego made him these.
It was kind of like a miracle. I can't breathe. Because I didn't know how well it would work on him, because as a child, his limbs are they have a very specific shape.
Now, the boy's parents said until now, there were no other robotic arms out there that would work for his condition, and these arms can be adapted as he grows. Pretty cool stuff. All right, finally in our lineup today, bank fees. They can be annoying and they can be expensive, but today, one big name bank plans on eliminating them. We're going to show you how you can cut down no matter where you bank. You're watching The Now.